Okay guys, I'm here today with Jake Mackenzie. Guys, one thing that a lot of people ask me is like positions for beginners, position for white belts. So today Jake is gonna show us here like 3 very basic half-figure moves, half-figure techniques for beginners, for Jiu-Jitsu beginners, Jiu-Jitsu white belts. Okay, and guys, Jake is very well known about having one of the best half-figure games in Jiu-Jitsu, which is my favorite thing as well, half-figure. And I think Jake is gonna be very special on showing this because he's from Canada, so he had to figure out his way to learn Jiu-Jitsu, right? Because in Canada, Halifax, where you were from, right?
Yeah.
10 years ago, 15 years ago, didn't have too much Jiu-Jitsu there.
No Jiu-Jitsu almost, yeah.
So guys, he had to figure out how to learn Jiu-Jitsu. So probably if you're a white belt or if you're a beginner, that's the phase you are, right? Learning how to learn Jiu-Jitsu. So let's see what Jake has here.
So a couple basic things, guys, like a couple basic concepts. So when I'm here, right away, like if I'm losing this underhook right away, I need to think about trying to control this arm, okay? This is like where all my attention has to go to right away. I think about using my middle finger and my ring finger here and really like curling this in. I really want to use my hand here. If I let Bernardo get to my head, especially if I'm a white belt, I don't know a lot of techniques from here yet, it can be a really bad position for me, okay? Another thing that I want to try to do a lot of times is get my knee shield a little bit high here. And all I want to try to do is just kick over just a tiny little bit. As I do this, look, I'm going to start to work my underhook. 99% of your attacks are going to come off the underhook, okay? So when you're here, look, I go 1, 2, and I try to sit up into my partner as well. A little detail that I like to do, guys, I don't go to my elbow a lot of times because if Bernardo pulls my elbow out from underneath me, look, he's smashing me again right away. What I always try to do is, look, I try to keep my head underneath Bernardo and I try to push into him. Okay, now it makes it really hard for him to guillotine me and it's hard for him to get me back on the ground. And I have him nice and up and down straight here. So once I get here, guys, another concept that I like to do is I like to dive for the underhook, okay? So 1 underhook is good for me, 2 underhooks is much better, okay? So once I get here on Bernardo, look, I'm gonna dive under, all the way under. Here, I'm gonna start to straighten this leg out, okay? Now a lot of times here, I can either start to like work out the back door and switch my base, which is probably gonna be the easiest option. And it's gonna happen a lot, especially if you guys are training with other white belts, because the more advanced the partner's on top, the more advanced his reactions are gonna be. So you're gonna have to deal with the whizzer and different things. But in this situation, if I'm here, let's go over these basic details again. I don't wanna let Bernardo get to my head, okay? So all my attention is here right away. Now look, I'm gonna use my elbow, my knee, I'm gonna try to kick a little bit, and now watch. I don't wanna try to let go of everything. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swing my hand in and come up right away. Nice and tight. Now look, my hand is gonna slide up to his hip. I'm gonna dive underneath, start to stretch him out. Now if I can, all I'm gonna do is slide my hips back, get my elbow to the ground, and start to come up to attack the back.
Man, that was awesome. So guys, if let's just break down here again. As we said, like there would be like 3 parts. So we can call it the first part is this one right here, right? Like how to stop me to get
super
engaged,
important.
you feel, right? So guys, second part, look what he's gonna do. He's gonna get the underhook, and he's gonna stop with his head underneath my shin. So we can call this like the second technique, the second part of what you should know. And then the third part is that he can come up against me, or you can go to the deep halfway, right?
Yeah.
So look what he's gonna do. He's gonna go underneath myself here, and now look, he has 2 options here. He can turn against me and go to my back, which is probably the easiest for you, a beginner, or he could also go to the deep halfway. That's gonna be a little bit more advanced for who is beginner. But so guys, 3 very simple ways to work on halfway, especially if you are a beginner, like framing, engaging, and going for the sweep or going for the back. So great stuff. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Bernardo.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.